Time for Swap Shop. What you've got to do here is, there are 2 headings, 7 advantages of being a partnership and 5 disadvantages of being a partnership. Your job is to put the right bullet point under the right heading. For example, there you go. The first one, partners still have unlimited liability. I've moved it across to a disadvantage. So that's what you need to do. You grab the bullet point and move it to the right title, whether it's a good point or it's a bad point. And it's a good idea to just press escape and come out of the PowerPoint. Or if you're watching this as a video, then you're going to have to use the good old-fashioned, the original pen and paper. Going through the advantages now. As you can see, the first one, partners still have unlimited liability. Second one, there is no complicated paperwork to complete in order to set up the business. Third, extra capital, that's money, is available as more than one person is investing into the business. Fourth, there may be disagreements between partners when making decisions or over workload. Last but one, each owner will bring their own skills and ideas to the business, meaning that more expertise is available within the business. And lastly, if a partner dies or becomes bankrupt, the partnership must come to an end. Now the disadvantages of being a partnership. Reading them all out on that side, on the right hand side. Profits must be shared among partners. The workload is shared between the partners. There may be disagreements between partners when making decisions or over workload. Partnerships are cheap and easy to set up. There is less stress for the owners as decisions and workload are shared. And the last one, partners can specialise in particular areas of the business. Right, now we've just been through each of the lists of phrases and statements about advantages and disadvantages. Just because I read them out based on where they are currently, that by no means that's where they should stay. So you still have to do the little bit of swap shop. Once you've had a look at which are the right sentences under which title, then you can double check your answers by clicking on this link. Sole trader or a partnership. Gallops is a business selling horse riding equipment in a small shop in a small town. It is owned by Sam Fudge as a sole trader. More recently, Mary Matthews joined the company. She is Sam's school friend who is passionate about horses. Your job is to suggest and explain 2 advantages to Sam and Mary of whether they should be in a business partnership. Right, now for the boxes on the right. The red box first. Notes on good points of being a sole trader. And now the blue box, you need to look through the bad points of being a sole trader. Down the bottom you'll notice the Superboy from the first lesson. There he is back again. And for any help that you need with the sole trader advantages and disadvantages, click the link, and there's even a little prompt to say if you scoot along to 4 minutes 37 seconds, that's where you'll get directly to the key points on sole traders. And now the final green box. Is Mary an employee working with Sam, or could she be a partner? What could Mary offer as a partner? So this is about making sure that we've covered and you've really thought about the last slide, so you've got your head around the advantages and disadvantages and seeing of what Mary could offer the business and whether it's a stronger business or whether they can continue and Sam is just as strong by himself. Your homework is to write evaluatively about Gallops. Gallops is the case study on the next slide. Now, before you embark on the homework, you need to actually remember the evaluator pen lesson that we had, which was all about actually understanding the levels of writing. Because what you're going to have to do when you decide whether Gallops should stay as a sole trader or become a partnership, you're going to have to write a short essay response. So in that evaluator pen lesson, that lesson gave you the skills in order to use and respond to the Gallops case study. You need to go through each of the levels which are described below in the green, yellow, blue and grey words highlighted below, and you need to build up and take it to evaluate. You bring it, you make some simple descriptions, you give details, the specific reference to the case study that you've been given, you explain with richer vocabulary, probably in this case the purpose of each ownership type and some good and bad points of each, and then you evaluate by actually making the decision, the recommendation, talking about what was good and what will be potential issue based on the decision you're giving them. So that's the approach you need for your homework. So this is where you're going to put your Gallops case study answer in the green box on the left. Looking at the red and blue boxes on the right, I'd like you to just have a sneaky little remember, copy and paste or write the notes again in those boxes to remind you of some of the good points you've written down. So just add them again here. And remember, in the green box, this is where you've got to make the decision is whether Sam and Mary are going to go forward as a partnership. If you decide that they're going to stay as a sole trader and she's the employee, then that's fine, but you still are going to justify your decision in that big green box on the left, because you've got to say why Sam staying as a sole trader will hold more benefits than them becoming as a partnership. And your last little batch of some help is at the bottom. These are some sentence starters. We've got the first one, they should become a partnership because. Sam should stay as a sole trader because. The second one. Third one, being a partnership will offer Sam and Mary the chance to. And the last one, if they become a partnership, this could lead to a problem perhaps. So those are the ones that you can use to get your thoughts going.